Hi, Tony Werner from themolddoctor.com. Why am I wearing this crazy outfit? I wanted to do a quick video to give you some insight in how to protect yourself from mold. It's very important. We see so many situations where we have realtors or home inspectors or insurance adjusters go into a home that's had water damage and the potential for mold, and they go in totally unprotected and walk out not feeling great. So I wanted to give you some insight into the various levels of how to protect yourself. Obviously this getup is extreme. This is what we use in the mold remediation business to actually do remediation. It's a very high level of protection, but there's other things you can do to protect yourself to make sure you don't get sick. So I'm going to run down our list real quick. The first thing you want to have is a respirator. This is an extreme example, obviously. Another option is actually, it's called an N95 respirator. The limitation with these is when you put it on your face, you may not get a good seal around here, and you can actually suck in mold spores and the different mycotoxins that may be floating around from active mold growth. Better than nothing, but not great. Here is another respirator that is called a half mask, half face respirator rather. Goes on your face like this and actually utilizes the same cartridges as the full face respirator. So that's a very good way to go. You can also get respirators at Home Depot that are labeled for mold. I think they're about 25 bucks, and they're a pretty good option, but again, don't give the full level of protection that these types of respirators actually do. One note, when you're in a water damaged building that's got high mold growth, not only do you have mold spores you've got to deal with, but the mold actually puts off mycotoxins, and if there's bacteria there, endotoxins, and those are gases. So in this case, we actually have a two-stage filtration system. One is for actual particles, the other is for gases. So any of these standard kind of over-the-counter respirators that you get will not do anything with the gases, and those gases can affect your health pretty severely. So working down our list here, obviously I've got gloves on. That's important if you're in a contaminated environment. You just invariably you're going to put your hand on something or touch something and cough or sneeze or wipe your eyes, and then you've got a problem. Goggles is another good thing to wear just to make sure that if there's any airborne particles, they don't get in your eyes. The other thing I will mention, if you're in a contaminated basement or something like that, go ahead and open the windows, open the doors, try to get some fresh air in there, and that will kind of clear out some of the gases that may be in there from active mold or bacteria growth. Very common, if you've got a mold situation, there's a good chance that there's going to be bacteria there as well, so you want to protect yourself from that. One of the things that people don't think about is if they walk into an area, a building or house that's contaminated, their clothes are going to get contamination, get mold spores on it, so you're going to carry that everywhere you go for the rest of the day. If you're in a situation like that, you can wash your clothes with borax. That will help clean everything out, so that's very important. But keep in mind you can also get contamination on your car seats and furniture. So if you go back to the office and you've got a cloth office chair, you're going to put mold spores on that. The way to clean those is with HEPA vacuuming. So if you've got a vacuum that's got HEPA filtration, you can go ahead and clean those up. But I wanted to run through this, and it's labeled PPE because it's personal protective equipment. And again, we have so many situations where we'll go into a contaminated environment and have some level of respiration or protection, and the people we're working with will go in there with nothing on, and they'll come outside and they've got respiratory problems, headaches, sinus issues. So just be prepared. Always assume there is a contamination issue. My recommendation, I know it's cumbersome, but wear some level of protection going into the home or building, and then make a decision from there. If you feel like there's not a level of contamination that's a problem, you can take it off. But I wanted to do this quick video to give you some keen insight, because we always run across these problems with the people that we're working with not having protection. So hopefully this has been insightful, and if you need any help, always call our office, 410-630-3375.